Fox News cut out while trying to spin Donald Trump's policies, but Representative Greg Casar shut that down. Casar said the policies are wrecking America, and that these politicians are choosing billionaires over regular people. He said they should be voted out. Imagine this: Social Security offices in rural areas close and old, disabled people have to go to these closed offices just to prove who they are. If they can't get there, Trump will call them frauds and cut off their checks. How much more cruel can you get than kicking people when they are already down? It's an attack on the poor and helpless. Elon Musk even called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, but he wants to take money away from Social Security plus Medicaid and Medicare. At the same time, Trump's sending billions to Musk through federal contracts. Remember, Musk is making $8 million a day off your tax dollars. Why are they planning to cut from Medicaid, which helps single moms and disabled people, or Social Security, instead of going after the billions the corporations are making? Musk's not just getting contract money, he's making even bigger deals with the FAA, the State Department, and Starlink. This all started right after Musk helped fund Trump's campaign. This isn't politics, it's rich people screwing everyone else. Now your tax money is being used to buy Musk a new jet. Trump also had terrible policies for immigrants, women, LGBT folks. People legally asking for asylum were kidnapped and taken to detention camps in El Salvador, which is no place to treat people. Pam Bondi called them garbage. Trump claimed it's about public safety and getting illegal aliens who are committing the most violent crimes out. It's racist and heartless to treat desperate people like that and goes against everything this country used to believe. Then Greg Casar spoke up and called them out right on Fox News. He said, "Violence is wrong, and those who do it should face the music." He added that people are upset about their healthcare being taken away and their tax money going to federal contracts. Casar is one of the few speaking out against the manipulation of the billionaires and conservative politicians, protecting stuff like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, and trying to stop giving Musk special treatment. We've got to give the power back to the workers who are getting no respect while the rich get richer. Trump's policies are changing society. It's important that we stand up for welfare programs and treat people fairly. It's still tough to balance the needs of the different groups in society. We need to figure out how to make these policies better so no one is left out. Canada is striking back at us tariffs, and it could really hurt the US economy. Trade between the US and Canada is bad. After the US slapped on a bunch of tariffs, Canada came back hard. What's worse, Canada's got something that could hit the US economy. Energy is key. The US relies on Canada for it. Canada ships the most crude oil to the US, mostly from Alberta. Refineries in the Midwest are built to process Canadian crude, not from Russia or the Middle East. Canada is the number 2 natural gas supplier to the US. The US has relied on Canada's energy for years. But what if Canada drops the supply because of the tariffs? It could be bad. The economic consequences could be severe. Canada does things in rounds. They put a 25% tariff on $30 billion of US stuff, mostly things people need like food, clothes, and household items. This makes life harder for Americans and puts pressure on businesses and politicians. Then stuff gets real with $125 billion in US goods getting hit with tariffs. This will hurt major industries like cars, steel, and farming. This could mess stuff up, while Americans pay more. The car industry will get hammered. The US and Canada have worked together for years building cars, parts, batteries, and engines. If that stops, it will cost automakers more. Experts think car prices could go up by a lot, hurting consumers. EVs are especially hit, since materials like nickel, lithium, and cobalt come from Canada. Canada's talking to Europe, China, and South Korea for car and EV deals. If that happens, the US could stop being the leader in EVs. Will the US take these hits just to keep the tariffs going? Canadians are not backing down from the trade tension this time, they back the government. Recent surveys show that over 70% of Canadians approve the way the government's handled it, showing a "we're being attacked so we'll fight back" attitude. The Canadian government is seeking to work with markets in Europe and Asia to reduce the dependence on the US. Some Canadian politicians are for cooperation with the European Union and Asia Pacific. This is a bit concerning as North America could change in a drastic way. 94% of Germans say no to Tesla. Is Elon Musk losing Europe? Tesla sales in Germany dropped by 76% in 2 months, but the EV market in Germany grew by 30%. A survey also showed that 94% of Germans have no interest in Teslas. Tesla's not just losing sales, it's losing trust. It's also suffering due to labor issues, anti-union policies, and Musk's behavior. Due to ethical reasons, several pension funds in Denmark, managing billions of dollars, have lost complete faith in Tesla. The community surrounding investment is not as drawn to Tesla as it used to be. Musk used to be the best thing about Tesla, but it's the worst. His support for a controversial party in Germany made people upset. EVs are about progress and being fair. When Tesla's CEO sides with someone divisive, things look bad. Tesla doesn't respect Europe's labor culture. Tesla in Sweden won't sign a labor agreement, causing strikes in Nordic countries. Europe values workers' rights. Tesla is acting like it doesn't care about workers. Why back a company that doesn't fit in with Europe? There's also an issue with climate policy. Musk is questioning climate policy, the EU is pushing to make things greener. Can Tesla survive by going against the things that helped it in the first place? Other car companies in Europe are doing better. They sell good cars and stand for the things Europe does, like hiring local, following labor laws, being sustainable. Tesla has better tech, but tech isn't everything. The excitement for Tesla is gone. Musk is in the news too much. Owning a Tesla used to mean something, but new companies could take their place. Tesla is at a point, and the thing now is not how much Tesla will grow in Europe but if it can survive. Other regions could be next. Robert De Niro went on a verbal tirade and had 5 million views, 350,000 social media mentions, and thousands of comments from his statement about a former president on how he thinks he is dangerous. Robert went straight for it, calling Trump a liar and a fraud. He pointed out how Trump's promises, like the border wall and the economy, were tricks to fool voters. It touched something in Americans. Data shows 62% of Americans think leaders act for themselves, not the public. De Niro's words connected with people feeling betrayed. Robert De Niro says our democracy is at risk in the upcoming election. He warns it is on the path to being actively undermined. Things like freedom are taken for granted. He speaks of what he labels a monster because he tried to undo the 2020 election. De Niro didn't hold back. He basically called Trump a gangster. He brought up Trump's threats and social media outbursts. There are tons of legal charges against Trump accusing him of fraud and blocking justice. Robert De Niro says that he would not give up. 45% of Republican voters want Trump to stay in power longer. He is sounding the alarm. This is celebrity accountability. He has got people talking. Someone leaked attack plans in a group chat. So, what's up at the White House? Messages about attack times, weapons, and targets went public. The White House says there wasn't secret stuff there. The Atlantic changed what they said about the war plans into general attack plans. Caroline Leavitt said that no confidential material was sent through messaging thread. Again, we have reporters asking, is that right? When the journalist Caitlin Collins asked a follow-up, so why aren't launch times on a mission strike classified again? Leavitt responded that the American public should trust the Secretary of Defense who was selected for the role by Congress. Marco Rubio said to a journalist, you ain't supposed to be on that thing. He also said the information didn't threaten anyone or the operation. But if there's no issue, why bring in Elon Musk's tech team to investigate? Why did Leavitt promise it wouldn't happen again? Details about weapons, times, and targets are strategic information and should be kept secure. Even if not labeled as classified, sharing them in a group chat could be a security problem. Leavitt wanted to dismiss claims and it backfired. People feel like she's not telling everything, she is always blaming others, and that is making the public uneasy and not telling what is really happening.